How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the Blue Shifting. I step away for a little bit because of a work trip, and I kind of forgot what we were doing here. Yeah, we're going to commit a felony crime. We're trying to sneak into the baths. Oh boy. I also anticipate some editing because again, I got the patch to restore this to its original release, which includes not YouTube friendly content. So we'll see how it goes. It's interesting because I don't have a problem with content like this, but I feel like that there's different aspects that can be I like it when it enhances the story. I don't like it when it feels like it's just trying to check boxes and just catch the interest of oh, you gotta make sure you have this content in it. You gotta have the ecchi stuff or else people won't buy your game. It's I don't know, man. Unfortunately, that's, I think, a stigma that has been earned because it was basically one of the most powerful marketing tools for visual novels, especially at the conventions, was oh yeah, we're gonna try this really incredible and moving story, but we also need to have nudity, right? Or else no one's gonna buy it. And it's that's unfortunately left a bit of a kind of a corruption on visual novels as a medium, because that's a lot of people associate visual novels with when there's so much more to them. But I also think that relationships, dating, awkwardness of youth, these are aspects of a good story, and they're really important to talk about, especially when it comes to relationships. I feel like when a story dances around the physical sides of a relationship, it's ignoring a major functional part of what it's like to be in relationships. Whether it's the standard, high school age, growing up journey that a lot of stories revolve around, not just visual novels, I'm just talking books in general. Or if it takes other avenues. Obviously, you have some restrictive boundaries and respecting the law and reasonable things, but I also feel like the problem we get with Steam, for example, is that it takes things to an extreme where it's people view the content in a game like this outside the context of the setting. If you read a book that talked about relationships between high school kids, no one would have a problem with that. But you have a visual novel about it, and people think they can misinterpret it thinking it's creepy. And that's the thing. Part of it is yeah, there are probably creeps who get games like that and content like this for that reason. But that it's one of those again where the bannings and the bad press is arbitrarily harsher on visual novels as opposed to other forms of media that have the same exact type of content or displays of relationships, which is just really weird to me. I don't like why that it's an uneven brushstroke, but it's also something we should acknowledge. So again, why did I talk about all this? Why does it matter? Because I want to play visual novels as close to the original release, the intended release as possible. Whether it was, good or not, I want to see what the game was like in its original form, because I feel like that's going to give me the best judgment. Now, that's not always the case or possible. That's just, unfortunately, the world we live in, but I do the best I can. Anyway, good to be back. Hi. So yeah, last week was pretty good. A lot of stuff going on right now, so my life's been pretty busy, but in good ways. I'm very excited about this stuff. So I'm looking forward to seeing what happens today's episode. So kick back, relax, enjoy yourselves, and let's jump right into things, shall we? Okay, so we're about to start our heist, and Shindo, he's the head of the FC club here at this academy. I got this weird vibe from him. He's kind of a goofball. I kind of like him in one way, but there's so much about him I feel like he's hiding that I don't trust him, which is an interesting combo to be yeah, I like him as a character, but I don't trust him at all. So we'll have to see how this all plays out, but I'm excited, so let's see what happens. You may think that makes it easy, since we live in an era where a man can fly through the sky, but the security there has never been breached, so it's talking about peeping in at the girls' baths.
か乱するのは一人では無理だ。だが、二人いればどうだろう。
Two of us? There's three of us.
東大最強と呼ばれる僕と。
芸術的な筋肉がミョルにいると
後の世で評価される俺がいれば破れるかもしれないと。
So I haven't joined this. And that's the thing. It's like one of those things where like, well, I get a choice because a reasonable person would choose not to go peeping. But then there's content. And there's the, but what if?
いや、でもそうすると、日向が足手まといになるか？うん。まあ、その辺は現場で確認するとして。
I like how they're like actively talking about leaving me behind, which is a surefire way to make me be like, hey, what, no, I'm gonna come. Yeah. I'll keep listening for now. Can always just knock them out when push comes to shove. What's this? My phone's ringing. And the caller is... Madoka? What's up?
今どこ?
Yeah, why are you calling me? Can she sense what we're plotting? Why the sudden question?
どこ?
I'm in the dojo. Where else would I be? Oh my gosh.
うちの兄、そこにいる?
Alright, game. I mean, we technically don't need to cover anything, but holy crap, Madoka. And holy crap, artists. Like, they've really got to push the limit of, like, what's reasonable for YouTube. God, it's I don't know. I don't know what they'll let me get away with. Normally it's really blatant. Normally it's very much like, oh, this is fine, or oh, this is not fine. This is right on that edge of like, colorful bear. Oh, Madoka. Is my brother with you? Of course he is. Yeah, it's like the art is wonderful, and it's like also very like, it's so borderline. Oh my gosh. Want me to hand him the phone? Actually, just call him directly if you want to talk to him.
いやさ、なんかすっごい予感がして。
She's had a sixth sense. I like Madoka. Meaning?
うちら今からお風呂入るとこなんだけど、覗きに来たりしないよね。
She's amazing. Of course not. She's got a powerful sixth sense.
そっか、そうだよね。新藤部長もいるもんね。
Oh, ironically, he's the problem. Exactly. If only she knew he was the one who came up with the idea.
もし何か暴走とか起こりそうだったら止めてね。
No need to tell me that. That's already my plan.
頼りにしてる。じゃあ寒くなってきたからそろそろ切るわ。
Alright, see ya. Cold? Madoka, where exactly?
ほいほーい、喘息禁止。セクハラになるやん。
You called me. I don't really see how that makes any sense, but I get that picture at least.
そんじゃね。
Yeah, later. And with that, I lowered my phone from my ear. Madoka hung up. Wait, she's still on the line. What's wrong? You forgot to say something? No reply. What's that sound? Oh, no. Oh, Madoka, what have you done?
まどかちゃん遅い。ごめん。先に体洗うね。
I can hear a familiar voice through the phone, though it is kind of fuzzy. Which means Madoka forgot to hang up. Oh, well. Not like it matters. I just had to hang up on my end. Pause for, effect. Sure, I kind of want to keep listening, but it's not worth the risk.
しかし、今日の練習はハードだったね。あれは鬼だよ、鬼。爽やかにド S だね。
砂浜っていつもあんなきつい練習してるの？
いえ、あんなのは初めてくらいでして。
Not that I expected it to be any different, but it appears making them practice fundamentals after everyone already exhausted from practice matches wasn't the most popular decision. They are extremely valuable, unfiltered impressions and inadvertently make me keep listening. Oh my... Yep. Well, we're definitely in coconut territory now. Yeah. Now, interestingly, this is going to be one of those scenes where, like, we should be pretty fine. Because there's definitely scenes where, like, the audio alone makes me have to skip stuff. But, like, yeah, this is definitely the, like, we are in the unrestricted, unedited, filtered content. But, yeah. Honestly... It's weird to say, but tasteful is the word that comes to mind. Like, if you're gonna have this kind of stuff, this is kind of the way that I feel is appropriate for the story. Is it appropriate? No. This is pure fan service for us too. It's not even the characters observing this scene. He's picturing it in his head. But all the same, it's not so overt so far. We'll see how it goes. Alright, how long does it take to wash your hair? I mean, if you have really long hair, it'd take frickin' forever.
髪にくっついた塩が残ってる気がして、いやーもう髪切ろうかな。髪が長いと大変だ。なんで人事みたいなのよ。しかも綺麗だし。
ほんと、美咲先輩の髪の毛って綺麗ですよね。
It gets Misaki, like, yeah, that's kind of her thing, is that Misaki kind of like, she gets everything. She's got like gorgeous hair, she has like a great figure, she just always like succeeds at anything she does. It kind of feels like she's got a cheat code. It makes me wonder what her story would end up being, like if we were to like expand on it down the line.
そう？ありがとう。はあ、すっごいくびれ。
Is she all down?
なんか早くも違うとこ見てない？
気にしてたらこんなとこ一緒にいられないから。は
あ、でもいい余裕だね。
It's sad, like, I've got a headache. It's not even, like, the content-wise. It's like, I know what this is going to cost me in editing in the future. It's going to take forever because there's so much moving around. Well, it's not even moving around. It's just, like, it's the way that the art's placed. It's going to make it tough for me. And I'm like, it's so sad that that's where my thoughts are, right? Man, what's wrong with me?
作りも学園の施設とは思えませんし。
露天ってのがまたね。満天の星空を見上げながらって気分がいいもんだ。
Yeah, kind of feels unfair that a school could have something like this.
旅先、開放感。
Oh, Mashiro, you need to calm down.
何もない何もない。
せめてうちにもシャワーくらいあったらね。
Wait, do you not have showers?
確かに。
あんたはマネージャーだけどね。
Oh, wait, maybe they mean like private showers, like in their rooms.
リカちゃんはお湯に浸からないの？いえ、なんかちょっと暑そうだと思いまして。リカちゃんって暑いの苦手？ちょっと。
Oh. The scenes just keep rolling. Oh my gosh. So blatant. And holy crap, she's got some long legs. Oh my gosh. Satuin.
どこにいても元気ですね。
久那浜学院の皆さん、遠路はるばるご苦労様でした。
それ聞かなかったっけ？
Of course you did. But, I don't know. Everything's an occasion for her.
感謝とお近づきの印に、私がご奉仕させていただきますわ。
Poor future me. I get to enjoy the story now, but I know what I'm gonna be doing later. It's gonna be so many coconuts.
なんか高藤の皆さんが
Uh-oh.
一斉にお湯から上がっちゃいましたけど。
That's not a good sign.
いえ、2年生と3年生の先輩だけで1年生は残っていますけど。
They don't know.
そう、新入生も合宿は初めてでしたわね。
Oh, no.
ならばまとめてお相手いたしましょう。
Oh no.
まずは、そうですわね。一ノ瀬さん、
Oh,
こちらへ。
Rika, no, don't do it. Apart from the exchanging of voices, I know I heard the door sliding open and shut over and over as more and more students walk closer to the phone.
やっちゃったか。
1年の初めての合宿だけど、他校もいるから今日はないと思ったんだけどね。
What is she gonna do?
いや、あれはあの子なりに
Oh,
心を込めた奉仕なんだからさ。そうだけど、背中を流してくれるっていうのもわかるんだけど。
Okay.
ボディタオルさえ使ってくれればね。
Oh, okay.
素手でもびっくりしたのに、自分の体にボディーソープつけ始めた時の衝撃ったら。
Man, she's gonna make someone very happy in the future.
あれさ、誰かちゃんと叱るべき教育した方がいいって、佐藤院の今後のためにも。
I mean, she's probably enjoying herself.
絶対意味分かってないもんね。
でも自分がやられた分被害者を増やしたいという気持ちもちょっとだけあったりして。
I mean, isn't this the whole this is the foundation of why hazing still happens on college campuses, right? It's like the initiation, like I bet you it all just started as like a joke or someone being like really weird, and then it became a tradition because like later generations were like, know what? If I had to go through that crap, I'm gonna make other people do it, and now it's like considered fundamental despite the bans.
わかる。
Yeah, same.
あ、一ノ瀬やられたね。
Salute to the fallen.
ひなたくん
Ah, what? I pull myself away from the phone and Shindo-san addresses me.
どうかしたのかい？ずっと電話を耳に当てたまま。
Yeah, say it's kind of like watching a horror movie.
ん？
Nah, forget I ever said anything. I quietly end the call. So, what about the peeping?
それだが、やはりやめようということになった。卑劣な行動は許されんからな。
Exactly. Unlike the viewers at home who all got to have the exact same show because we don't have to worry about the walking the coward's path. We walk it every day.
ほら、青柳くんがちょっと本気になりかけてきたからさ。
Yeah, I'm sure he did. Glad you came to your senses. In any case, I should just forget everything I just heard. Time for bed. All the guys lined up in their sleeping bags earlier. Since the players are rather tired, there's no chatting going on either. Seems like they're all out like a light. Oh, Shion. It's probably better I don't think about why these two chose to sleep next to me. Better them than strangers, I guess? Okay, it's time. I get up. Everyone's exhausted because of all the hard work they put in earlier. I usually try to make time for this, so it's nothing new, but I can't deny that watching them has me extra motivated. Is he gonna go fly? However, it isn't something I can do in a confined space. Guess I'll head outside for a bit. Shindo-san would probably get a lot of trouble if something goes wrong on school grounds. Guess I'll go somewhere else. Though I guess me wandering off by myself in the middle of the night is actually more of a problem. Well, whatever. It's fine as long as I don't get caught. Fly. I knew it! With that, I head off into the night sky, making sure to be as quiet as possible.
ひなたさん
Oh, hey Rika. She always shows up. Like, we tend to have these, like, evening rendezvous. And so, the night as our first training camp day comes to an end. So he still flies. He just doesn't want people to see him fly. It's the second day of our training camp. Practice has already begun. I wonder, like, so he loves flying. Like, I think he can't deny he loves to fly. Which, granted, who wouldn't? Like, unless you have, like, a genuine fear of, like, the heights, why wouldn't you like to fly? It's amazing he does as little as he does. But there's something about it that, like, he's got that, whatever that trauma was. Like, I hope he gets over it, because it feels like he really should fly just to fly. Maybe he doesn't have to do Flying Circus anymore, like, actively, but he should still be flying. Anyway, however, it's a lot different from yesterday. Everyone warmed up together, but after that, they were split into fighters, all-rounders, and speeders for individual practice. And I'm going around checking on each section in different intervals. Right now, I'm looking after the fighters. Oh, and there's also one more different thing that's really different.
高藤は部員の6割以上がファイターなんす。
Minori? Who are you? Why the weird ribbon? She's interesting. But, fascinating character design, I will say. Like, the outfit, the pin, I wish I could read that. I don't know what that says. It's probably her name, or like Flying Circus, maybe. And I'm guessing she's a commentator. Like, her thing is being in the commentator box.
これは試合場でのチェックポイントが決まっている以上、スピーダーは究極的には逃げ切ることはできないって現在の FC 界の通説らしいんすよね。
Oh yeah, see that's what I was talking about before. It's like speedsters, like it wouldn't be too fair if speedsters literally could just outpace the fighters constantly. Like it would mean that if you could just get a little bit of a lead, you'd never get caught. I think though that it must mean that fighters shortcut, like who, like you know, can skip instead of having to go for each beacon in order, maybe. But I don't know. It makes it sound like you have to do like that. I don't know. Maybe if you forego tagging the buoys to get points, then you can skip over the flight paths a little.
それを高藤は実践しているというわけみたいっす。
Osaka, was it?
みのりんとかみのりーナでもいいっすよ。みのりですから。
So your name's Minori, but we can call you Minorin or Minorina. Oh, the in though, like like the Satoin must really like your name. Gotcha, Osaka.
全然分かってくれてなさそうっすけど。
Listen, I already know all that. I immediately noticed that when I watched them practice yesterday. There's no need for you to go into detail.
そうかもしれませんけど、ほら、私も今日の取材に備えて下調べしてきたんすよ。
Yeah, commentator. Cool. Except she's never bothered to ask if I was alright with her to tag along.
ですからこう、記事にする前にコーチの日向先輩に間違いないか確認しておこうかと。
So not only are you potentially a commentator, but you also do articles, maybe at the school newspaper. And you and I would actually have a lot in common, because in high school, this is what I was doing. You were using me to validate your info? Well, not like it matters. The name of this odd girl is Minori Hosaka, I think. Apparently, she's a freshman at Kunahama Academy who's in Mishiro's class. Unfortunately for me, she showed up out of the blue at practice this morning. She said she was part of the Kunahama Academy Broadcasting Club. Seems she heard about the training camp from Mishiro and came to cover it. Okay, so she's kind of a newspaper, but instead of like the printed version, she's in the audio version. Which, if I could have joined, I would have, but we did not have a radio station for my school. I know some schools do, though. That's pretty awesome. Because, man, that would have been nice to get a better head start at audio editing. I've learned how to do decently, but man, that'd be nice.
ところでコーチ、我が校もファイターが多いのは高藤と同じくデータに基づいた指導の賜物なんすか？
Okay. She's right. We have one all-rounder. All-rounder Asuka, one speeder, Prez, and two fighters, Misako and Mashiro. Misaki, not Misako. What am I saying? She said Takafuji's over 60% fighters, but we're also a whopping 50%. However, no, I'm just respecting their wishes. It's different in the case of Prez, who was already practicing FC before, but the others all just kind of picked their styles they liked. They probably all have their own reasons too.
コーチ、本当に仕事してんすか？
Yeah, Minori, you gotta understand, our team is very new. We have to start where we feel like their strengths lie. I may adjust it as we go. It depends on how they perform. Oh, come on, have a little faith. My self-confidence is gonna take a hit at this rate.
マサヤ先輩、ちゃんと役目を果たしてください。
Oh, are you sure you want to say that? I'm gonna make you do laps. Maybe some push-ups. Great, now there's a player saying the same thing. Namely, Mashiro.
おっす、真っ白。おっすおっす。
Like I said earlier, the two of them are classmates.
それで何やんの？
Let's practice scissors.
シザーズ？
The scissors is a flight maneuver that consists of a series of short, quick turns the defender makes toward the attacker as they continue to move forward. Basically, you want to practice switching positions with the person on your tail. In FC, where you score points by touching your opponent's back, you obviously have to avoid getting closed in on from behind. Yeah. And by effectively executing the scissors, you can make an opponent that's closing in on you overshoot. Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. And again, I'm still thinking that being able to rotate and make your movements unpredictable can help protect your back if you're able to twist out of the way. Because even if they go to make a touch on you, if you're twisting out of the way and they hit your side, that's not going to count. Then you can now turn the tables and go for your opponent's back instead. Basically, it's a maneuver that allows you to overturn the role of the hunter to the hunted.
これスピーダー向けの練習じゃないですか？
No, actually, remember the maneuverability is not really their thing. If a fighter's on the trail of a speedster, the speedster trying to outmaneuver them would be foolish. It just plays into their strengths rather than you trying to evade them. What makes you think that?
私たち速度の遅いファイターが追われる立場になることなんて少なくありません？
Not at all.
そうですか？
First of all, you're assuming your opponent is a speedster. Tell me, what happens when you're facing another fighter?
ああ。
Besides,
それに相手がスピーダーでも問題ない。基本的なことだけど、 背後につく相手は背中を狙う以上、相手を追い抜くことはできない。
Yeah, so they might purposely let you take the lead so that you're put on your back foot, basically, like they are pitting their maneuverability over yours, which is odd again though, because doesn't that mean that you're playing into the fighter's wheelhouse?
ってことは、一度前に出てしまえば絶対にこの形にはなるってこと。プラス要素として、追う側は前を飛ぶ相手を見て移動するから、どうしても動きが遅れる。
So when that happens though, it lets you fight back.
そのため、相手の前に進むスピードの方が速くなるってのもあるよね。なるほどです。さすがは美咲先輩。
Hey, Mashiro's attitude is just so blatantly different when Misaki's involved. It's a little annoying. Well, whatever. There's also one more thing. Speedsters simply aren't suited for this practice. Speedsters can't do short, quick turns, plus as long as they aren't up against another speedster, there's no reason for them to try and switch positions. Instead, they can fly straight forward and leave their opponent in the dust.
美咲先輩。ちょっと。
Yeah, we're trying to, like, talk here. At least pretend to listen. Well, see, we'll set training buoys at intervals of about 3 meters, both vertically and horizontally. The ultimate goal will be you slaloming. What? Slaloming? What is that? Like, is that a real word? That doesn't even look like a real word, like the way that's spelled. All right, so SLAL. Slaloming. The act of racing or moving in a zigzag pattern around a series of markers, gates, or obstacles. It's highly a technical discipline requiring agility, balance, and precise control. While commonly associated with winter sports, the concept has expanded to various other activities like alpine skiing, water skiing, roller skating, kayaking, and motorsports. Okay, I gotcha. So it's like the weaving between the gates, which is I wonder why it's called that though. I'd love to know the history of the phonetics.
スラローム？
I mean, flying in zigzags between obstacles.
どうして最初からそう言えないんですか？みんながみんな先輩と同じことを知ってるわけじゃないんですよ。
Well, we're teaching you. Well, sorry about that. Now the lecture's out of the way, time to get to the fun stuff. Try to narrow the angle of your curves to make your turns as tight as possible. The tighter your turns, the faster you can make your opponent overshoot. Plus, it'll help you move faster. The students proceed to fly out one after the other. Huh, man, the girl who just started is pretty darn good. Oh, that's Misaki. Unlike her whimsical, carefree personality, her flying is very precise and clean. And she isn't even giving it her all. How much is she holding back? At this point, I really want to see her go all out. But how do I make her do that? The next player enters the field as I mull over that thought. She's quite a bit worse than Misaki. Oh, it's Mishiro. Yeah. I could tell she's trying her best, but her movements leave much to be desired. I'm guessing she doesn't have the athletic bone in her body. She really seems to have trouble with any precise movements. Honestly, I always thought she'd make a better speedster. Mishiro, can you come over here for a second? I wait for Mishiro to finish her scissors run, then call out to her.
何ですか？
Mishiro lands in front of me as she says that. Right as I'm about to say what I have in mind, I suddenly stop and think. Is this really the advice Mishiro needs? If she isn't focused on winning, then my suggestion is totally misplaced. And having watched her so far, it's clear what she really wants.
何？どうしたんです？
Is he gonna suggest that she tries to tag Misaki's back? Like, if they do a run like that, because like she's all gung-ho about catching up to her, I'm guessing. Let's see. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna save here because I don't know. I'm not sure where these choices matter. But I'm gonna try and follow my gut, because that's what I do. Like, if these choices lead me to different endings, that's okay. I like to get my first ending kind of blind. Most visual novels are still pretty clear, like which direction you're going, but this one feels a bit more vague. So I either ask her about Misaki's lack of motivation or suggest changing her play style. So it feels like it's either like, do I lean more towards Misaki or lean towards her, Mishiro? Well, I don't know. It's a tougher choice because they're both interesting characters, but I'll probably go for this. I'd love to know about Misaki. Like, she's just an enigma. She's fascinating. Like, they're both interesting, but Mashiro so far just seems very, like, lackadaisical. Misaki's also lackadaisical, but it's like almost like a veneer over something else, and that seems really interesting. I decided to ask her about Misaki's lack of motivation. At the end of the day, Misaki's pretty good.
どうしてそれを私に言うんです？まあ悪い気はしませんけど。
For some reason, Mashiro gets embarrassed when I compliment Misaki. But Misaki isn't bringing her A game. Can you somehow get her motivation up?
そんなこと言われても。
She looks to be deep in thought for a while.
やっぱり無理です。美咲先輩が望んでないこと、私から進めることはできません。
Well, my counter would be like, well, that's not the thing. I'm not trying to force anything onto her, but I feel like we're not really seeing what she's capable of. Is there maybe a motivation or something like something that she wants? I see. Figured. Well, it's probably hard to truly motivate someone if they just don't care. It has to come from within or it'll never stick.
でも先輩、なんか今ものすごいコーチしてるって感じです。
Oh, only now, huh? Oh, yeah?
美咲先輩のことを私に相談するとか、ちょっと見直しました。
Don't let it get to your head now. I wanted to talk about something else entirely, though.
はい、二人ともこっち向いて。
Oh, yeah? Huh?
はい。はい、チーズ。
I'm bad. Camera flash blinds me.
みのり、今のは何？いやね、ほら、わかりやすい指導風景の一枚ってことで。ちょっとやめてよ。そういうの恥ずかしいから。
Oh, come on, it's fine.
だったら練習の後で私と美咲先輩を撮ってよ。いや、別にそういうメモリーでもないから。
Okay, so I'm trying to show people hard at work. It isn't a photo shoot for the year, but okay. So she's like, look, I need like an action shot. I want like pictures of like what's actually happening, not just like some arranged thing.
と、あんまりここにいると美咲先輩に変な虫がくっついちゃうかも。
I like how that's your problem.
じゃ、まさや先輩、失礼します。
Break a leg out there. With that, Mashiro returns to the scissor practicing waiting line.
なるほど、なるほど。
Misi Misi. That's an interesting way to translate that. You learned something for your article?
いやー、ツーショットで写真を撮ったのに過剰な反応や抵抗もなくさらっと流されてたということは。
Oh, great. That she has no interest in us whatsoever?
コーチと教え子の間に現在禁断の関係は全然生まれてないっすね。
Yeah, no, you could have just asked. What are you writing for, gossip rag? What kind of reaction was she fishing for? What a goober. After watching the fighter practice, I heard... Let's try that again. After watching the fighter practice, I head over to the all-rounders. Their practice consists mainly of mock battles and formulating strategies. Eventually, we reach a good stopping point. Okay, I'll move on to the next group now.
コーチ、ありがとうございました。
You're just so wholesome.
なるほど。コーチの名は伊達ではありませんでした。久野浜学院はプレイヤーだけでなくスタッフも。
Satsuine, you're great, but like, I'm probably gonna interrupt you now.
オールラウンダーの皆さん、
Minori.
最後に一枚写真いただきます。お待ちなさい。まだ私の言葉が。笑ってください。はい、チーズ。
Aww. You two together is actually a great picture. Color me impressed. All the girls, including Satsuine, who had been opposing the situation a mere moment ago, looked straight out of the glamour shot as Hosaka took the picture.
それじゃあ、ご協力どうもありがとうございました。画像データはちゃんとこちらにも送ってくださいね。
Hosaka quickly catches up to me as I begin to walk away.
さて、最後はスピーダーっすね。
Right.
少数精鋭ってわけじゃないんすよね。
No, I imagine it's based on current trends. Over 60% of Takafuji students are fighters, and another 30% are all-rounders. That obviously means less than 10% are speedsters. Pretty slim pickings, basically. Like Like Osaka mentioned earlier, current FC theory states that when you play the higher levels, fighters have an overall advantage. Okay, so the fighter is kind of the meta right now. However, that only applies to top players. Fighter is a playstyle that's heavily skill-based and tactical, and so it's only better at the very top. An inexperienced fighter will immediately be left in the dust by a speedster. I doubt that Takafuji's enforcing playstyles, but considering the fact that it's an environment where many top players, that distribution makes a lot of sense. We also have one speeder at Kunohama. I'm talking about Perez, of course. However, he's pretty special. Special's the word, since he doesn't seem to care about being efficient. Instead, he focuses on doing whatever he can to put his muscles on display. A goober. But anyway, coaching speedsters, huh? I feel pretty bummed out.
どうかしたんすか？なんだか途端に憂鬱そうに見えますけど。
Is that what he was? Was he a speedster? Can I ask you something? I'm kind of curious about.
お、FC についてですか？いいっすよ。これでも過去まで遡って調べてきたんで。
My question has absolutely nothing to do with FC, but oh well, not like that really matters. All right.
バッチ来いっす。
Where do you get all that energy from? You're supposed to be a journalist, not a cheerleader.
全然関係ないじゃないっすか。
Don't remember saying I had anything to do with FC. It also has nothing to do with the reason why I'm slightly depressed. I'm just asking her a question that's been on my mind for a while.
一応断っておきますけど。
Really?
はい。真剣に報道を志す者として性を意識させる振る舞いは控えようと。じゃないとほら、すぐプロ野球選手と結婚しちゃいますし。
You talk like marriage is something that you just stumble into, or you wake up one day and you're like, oh crap, I'm married now. Like, there's a process. That's pretty darn sexist, and a reporter being that informal is more weird than anything.
敬語が使えない若者みたいに言われるのは心外っす。例えば。
やあ、交代の時間かい。
Hello, Shindo-san. Shindo-san, who's been looking after the speedster so far, greets us. Now that I've come to take his place, Shindo-san is going to attend the fighters next.
ひなたくんの練習方法、勉強させてもらってるよ。
Same here. There's a lot for me to learn.
お疲れ様です、新藤部長。
あ、君は保坂くんだったかな。不自由なく取材できてるかい？
はい、急な要請だったにもかかわらず、新藤部長には便宜を図っていただきまして。
Oh, so you're the blame.
いやいや。
Shindo-san then looks at me and... Oh no.
それより例の大丈夫かい？
What is this? This has me very concerned. That look and him. That's a combination. I immediately, like, my stomach kind of dropped a bit. I was like, oh no.
はい、お任せください。
Why is Hosaka looking at me when she says that? The two of them nod to each other.
それじゃあひなたくん、スピーダーの指導を頼んだよ。
Oh yeah. Shindo-san takes his leave.
ほら、ちゃんと話せてるっすよね。
Too polite. No, sorry. Something definitely different caught my attention just now.
ああ、そうそう。コーチ失礼するっす。
Hosaka suddenly takes a photo of me.
で、何の話でしたっけ？
Hosaka, you didn't make some sort of deal with Shindo-san, did you? Kind of starting to think that she's taking all these pictures for me for something other than the school paper. I have no evidence, but I'm getting chills. Oh gosh, you're right. Oh, he does seem obsessed with us. I always thought that I was genuinely thinking that was more of an act than anything, but maybe it's not. Maybe he's like actually obsessed.
まさか。
How much is he paying you? Really?
新藤部長にはなぜかコーチの写真を撮れるだけ撮って回してほしいと頼まれてるだけっす。
Oh gosh. Wait, what? Are you kidding me?
一体何に使うつもりなんすかね？
I'm confiscating that camera. Don't even want to think about that. Well, I for one choose to believe in Shindo-san. I mean, he seems like a stand-up guy. Huh?
察するっす。
Quit praying. Why in the world does she just fold her hands?
っていうか、本当に自分の言葉遣いに関しては触れてくれない気っすかね？
What, like the kind of like country style? What, that I'm not getting into, like, not getting the polite treatment, you mean?
いえ、ですから、コーチは取材対象ですから。
Hosaka's eyes widen suddenly.
もしかして今自分口説かれてるっすか？
Oh, joy. You wish.
あの
Oh no. Huh?
どうでもいいですけど、そろそろご指導ご鞭達を賜れると嬉しいのですが。
Oh. Hi, Rika. First of all, I guess this is our revelation that Rika's a speedster, which is fun. Also, she's just like, I want to train, please. Crap, I forgot. I was feeling down mere moments ago, but I let the reason for that slip my mind. And now I'm facing my fears, Ichinose standing right in front of me, an inscrutable smile on her face. Well, this is awkward. Still getting all flustered will only make things worse. I need to focus on practice right now. I'm sorry. Okay, let's get started. I've chosen a low yo-yo for the speed surf practice today. This maneuver consists of a sharp downward flight where you use the Earth's gravity to accelerate yourself, then using that momentum you turn back upward and climb, gaining speed. Well, it's interesting because like that will kind of work, but the way a pendulum works, which basically is what you'd be simulating here, you get a boost going down, but then you have to fight to go back up because now you're like fighting against the pull of gravity, so you'd be slow on the incline. Granted, that momentum can help carry you through, but it's gonna, like, it's not like you're getting a permanent boost of speed. Physics will have its way, and you're traveling a greater distance, so even in that increased speed, you're probably not actually traveling to your destination faster than you would be if you were going as the crow flies. Logic would tell you that flying in a straight line is faster and you're flying the same distance, but in fact, this arc-like maneuver is actually the fastest due to the quick boost in speed you generate. I mean, if you get the angle just right. They did this on Mythbusters. They did like, they did a ramp where they had like 3 different ramp styles. Like there was the straight line, like just straight down. There was like a steep line and then a kind of a middle one. And the middle one was the fastest. Like it got the ball to the ground fastest. But the angle is very particular. And again, like when you do that, when you have to re-incline yourself, you're going to sacrifice a lot of that momentum. Now, that boost, especially if you're flying with another or against another person, that boost can be significant as they're probably adapting to you. But if they were just going in a straight line and you were doing this dive thing, you would like get temporarily ahead of them. At then when you came back up here, like to the junction point, you'd likely get there around the same time. Mostly. I think at least you should. The low yo-yo is a critical technique for speedsters since they initially start off with a very slow velocity. They need to make use of outside forces like the pull of gravity to make up for that disadvantage. That makes sense. Acceleration, that does help with, because by the time they get to the bottom of this arc, their acceleration has caught up with them. And so when they do that increased up arc, they will have that greater speed coefficient. So that makes a lot of sense. I had forgotten that they don't have consistent acceleration. If they had a consistent acceleration, like the entire time, then what I was describing would be applicable and would make sense. But with an increasing rate of acceleration through the dive, it does actually make more sense now. Okay, I was wrong. There also happens to be a skill that's that's the complete opposite. It consists of a diagonal climb followed by a sharp downward dive. It's called the high yo-yo. A diagonal climb followed by a sharp downward dive. So it's like a kind of an up. And he said diagonal, that implies like you're arcing left or right and then you dive down. Maybe it's like a corkscrew. That could be kind of cool. One of the most disadvantageous positions a player can be in during FC is when the opponent is behind them. Not only does this mean your opponent can easily touch your back, but you yourself have no way of touching theirs. The high yo-yo is effectively the counter to that. The first step is diagonal climb. Since your opponent's traveling straight, switching to a diagonal motion leads them to the lateral outcome of your opponent overshooting and ending up in front of you. And once that happens, you aim at their back with a down dive that utilizes the acceleration from gravity. The high yo-yo is a much more situational move than the low yo-yo, but it's still a basic technique every FC player should have in their arsenal. I imagine you could weave the two together too. So you go up for the high yo-yo, then you dive down, and you dive down below the plane, kind of continuing that acceleration and pull up. Or reverse, you do the initial dive and curl up into, like that's probably what I would do, is I'd do the low yo-yo into a high yo-yo. because the low yo-yo lets you get that initial boost, and they might try and like move up into your back, but you've got that acceleration to push you up high, and then you allow them to go ahead of you if you can, if they're not like literally tailing you, and then you spin around and you've got like a chance to strike. Alright then, form a line, do it in order. I'll call you out if I notice anything wrong.
まずは俺から行くかな。
The practice method itself is very straightforward. Two buoys are set far apart at different altitudes. The students just have to practice ascending and descending along the lines that join them. If your forward flight posture is off, you can't properly maintain your form, you end up flying slower than when you go in a straight line. It's very important to have a stable form, but not a lot of people get that. Ichinose, come over for a second.
Hi.
Why do you look so distraught? Ichinose walks over to me after a short pause. She probably feels just as bad about our last conversation as I do. But practice is practice. Right now I need to focus on my responsibilities. I watched you flying once. Back then I noticed that you had great form.
ありがとうございます。
You've got no issue on that front, so it'll just come down to how smoothly you can transition from descent to a climb. That's the other main factor in improving the low yo-yo. Repetition is usually the best way to improve that, but... Ichinose, are you listening?
すみません。
Yeah? I'm trying not to let my outside emotions cloud my judgment since it's time for practice and all. But it seems like Ichinose doesn't get the memo. I know this isn't easy, but I need you to focus right now. You could get hurt.
はい。
Well, can't really beat her up over it since I'm partially to blame. Should I take her aside to talk? Emotional problems aren't easy to resolve, but in this case I might be able to do something. And who knows, something like this might happen at Kunohama Academy. Might as well get a valuable experience now. Plus, I'm Ichinose's coach right now. Need to figure out some way to resolve this misunderstanding without talking about my past.
ちょっとインタビューいいっすか？
I thought we were gonna have a moment here. Hosoka suddenly interjects and completely wrecks the atmosphere. Hosoka, we're in the middle of practice here.
かなり重そうな雰囲気に見えましたけど。
I see. Guess she did that on purpose. Which means she actually is trying to help. May as well let her do her thing for now.
一ノ瀬リカさんっすよね。はい、そうですけど。この県内一層の厚い高藤において、1年にしてレギュラーの座を脅かしているという。
What? She's that good? Color me impressed. Starter means you're part of the selected group of players who get off to the tournament slots every school is assigned. If I remember correctly, Takafuji has 5 slots last summer. That means only the top 5 students in Takafuji's almost 100-member FC club can participate in tournaments. It's been less than a month since Ichinose transferred over, if she's already close to earning one of those spots. Wow, she must be one of the top players in this prefecture.
いえ、まださすがにそこまでは。FC は始めてどのくらいっすか？3年です。
Wow, 3 years.
3年？もしかしてこっちの人じゃないっすか？はい、今年の春に鹿児島から越してきたばかりで。へえ、四島列島の生え抜きじゃないっすね。
Well, yeah, that's true.
そういうことになります。あれ、じゃあスポーツ推薦とかで？いえ、普通に両親の転勤で、こっちにはたまたま。
Hosaka made it seem like she brought up the interview to help lighten the mood, but I'm not sure that's right. Seems like she had this planned all along. Well, I've got to admit she's still helping me out, but the thing is, we're in the middle of practice.
友達との約束があって。
Oh? Which friend?
別れた友達との約束、トラマティックじゃないっすか。で、それはどんな？
Down!
さすがにそれはちょっと。
Okay, that's enough. I interrupt the two of them.
じゃあ、今手に取る人の数字が変わりそうな情報を聞き出してる最中だったっすよ。
Okay, quit foaming at the mouth. You're gonna have to try it later, okay? You should show some restraint.
ジャーナリストの辞書には載ってない単語っすね。
How does restraining order sound then? Then add it. Look, this interview's over. Kinda starting to think she'll end up becoming a paparazzo at this rate.
ありがとうございました。
Don't thank me. Honestly, I should be apologizing on her behalf.
悪い人で ではないとは思いますから。日向さんにはもう少し早く助けていただけたらと思いましたけど。
Well, I'm sorry. You mad at me, aren't you? Considering everything that's happened, I can't blame her.
しかし高藤は一ノ瀬選手のような有望株がいて将来安泰っすよね。
We have some promising players too.
だけど目玉選手とかそういうのがいないじゃないですか。
Fair enough. It's only been a few weeks since our club truly formed. We started with practice.
ここは有望選手を船浜に招聘とかすべきじゃないですかね。
Nope. That would be very much against the spirit of a cooperative training environment like this. Yeah, no. I doubt Ichinose would ever agree to a transfer. Ichinose nods as she hides behind me. She seems scared of Hosaka now.
いえ、確かに一ノ瀬選手は残念ですけど、自分が言ってるのはもっと野に埋もれている選手っす。
There's a player like that? I won't try to poach anyone regardless, but she has me curious.
それが自分 FC のことを過去から現在まで洗ってて見つけたんすよ。自分たちと同年代に存在した天才。将来を嘱望され、ある日忽然と姿を消した一人の少年プレイヤーを。
I mean, that... Oh, wait a minute. I was gonna say, that could be Rika, but now I'm like, wait a minute, is that us?
それって。
You've gotta be kidding me.
11歳まででその年代のタイトルはそうなめ。当時学生で飛翔期と呼ばれていた鏡葵の秘蔵庫とも隠し子とも呼ばれたキリンジ。
Oh gosh, it is us. Okay, get out of here. Are you doing this on purpose?
はい、何をすか？
Talking about that boy.
もしかしてもう亡くなってたりするっすか？自分ちょっと情報集め苦手なもんで。
Sure. Yeah, maybe you should pick up some other career besides journalist. But that's beside the point. You seriously don't know.
そういえば鏡先生もガンとして教えてくれなかったっすけど、もしかして彼は都市伝説とかなんすか？もしくはその人のことを口にした人はみんな呪われるとか。
I mean, we could just say that. I hear Ichinose barely keeping herself from bursting into laughter. She totally knows all the rumors are about me.
一ノ瀬選手は聞いたことないっすか？
Great. She just had to ask the worst possible person. This is bad. Ichinose is looking up at me with a questioning gaze. I'll get pretty darn annoyed if Osaka finds out. But I guess I've got no choice but to put up with it.
残念ながら聞いたことはないですね。
Yeah, thank you! Huh?
そうっすか。
It's not me, but Hosaka who ends up disappointed.
そんな将来有望な選手ならプロ野球選手じゃなくても抱かれてもいいって思ったんすけど。
Oh, thank goodness, bullet dodged. Yeah, no thanks. But importantly, why? I gazed at Ichinose's face. I mean, she seemed to want more info on me too.
私、練習に戻りますね。
Sure.
一ノ瀬選手、ありがとうございましたっす。
After that, Ichinose focused on practice as if whatever had been weighing on her mind had disappeared. What caused her change of heart? Indeed, what caused her change of heart?
それでは皆さん、手を合わせていただきます。
Oh, that's a cute dress, Tatooine.
いただきます。
That was really loud. Ow. After practice ended, we prepared food together.
一生懸命練習した後の飯のうまいこと。
Yeah, I mean, that's true. The stomach does make food better. There's nothing better, like, when you're camping than, like, fresh-made food. Even though, like, if you had that same food at home, it wouldn't taste as good.
ちょっと喉詰まらせたりしないでよ。そういうのの介護もマネージャーの仕事になるんだから。
Go. He is gonna die. Get that meat out of your mouth.
部長が掃除機みたいな声上げてます。もうだから言ったのに。美咲先輩、この豚汁すっごく美味しいです。
It's pretty cute. This art style, like, the chibi art style is so fun.
まあ、おばあちゃん直伝だからね。はあ、こんなにお料理がうまいと 将来美咲先輩と暮らす人は幸せですよね。でしょ
Misaki's like, I know, right? They're gonna be so lucky.
私幸せ。
You specifically. Okay. Mashiro right now, it's just real Chibi Doki vibes right now. That's something else. Wow. I need to remember that. It just feels like Chibi's just sitting at the table here.
え、なんで？
でも飛沢さん、これほんとすっごいよ。
あー、どうも。
I mean, she is. Like, it's kind of scary how good she is.
わかりやすい養殖じゃないとこに自力を感じるっていうか。作り方のコツとかってあるの？あー、ちょっと待って。先に食べるの集中させて。電池切れちゃう。
Yeah, like her battery dies of like her sugar. Misaki is surrounded by Takafuji girls.
どうかしました？
No, just don't think I'll ever get the chance to witness something like this again. And like, look back here. Please take it. Hurry up, President. So lucky. Eating with Hinata-kun. You stop it! Everyone's so weird. And look at Rika over here. She's just nomming on the corner. Aww, it's so cute. I love this. This just makes me happy. Like, it would be terrible if this was always the art, but I love these like little cheapified moments. They're just so cute. Anyway. Let's ignore the fact that Mashiro looks pissed right now.
美咲ちゃん、ご飯作るときものすごいリーダーシップを発揮してたんですよ。
Wait, really? And she can't spare some of that during practice? By the way, the girls prepared dinner. Us guys were in charge of cleaning up after practice. Which dish did you make, Asuka?
私はお米を研いだり、野菜を洗ったり。
So you were just more or less helpful. Can't cook?
他の子がうますぎるんですよ。
Does that include Mashiro and Madoka?
使い終わったボウルとか食器を洗ったり。
Okay. Wow, they didn't even get to touch the ingredients, huh? Harsh. This meat is pretty good.
あ、それリカちゃんですよ。すっごい手慣れてる感じでした。
Yeah, we knew that. I see. Come to think of it, back when Ichinose moved in next door, she brought us soba noodles. I remember those being pretty great.
どれどれ私も。あ、ほんとです。すっごく柔らかくて美味しい。
I really like the seasoning.
私感動しました。ちょっとリカちゃんにお礼を言ってきます。
Right now?
タイミングって大事です。
Guess that's true. My tenuous relationship with Ichinose is one thing I regret about this training camp. What to do? Should I go and thank her? No, like, I'll definitely tag along. We're gonna go talk to Rika. She deserves better. Right, I'll tag along. Things are awkward between us, but I still want to thank her for the food.
では行きましょう。
I follow Asuka as we set off to search for Ichinose. Eventually, we find her eating with a bunch of girls who are probably her friends.
リカちゃん。アスカさん。どうかされましたか？リカちゃんが作ってくれたお肉がね、もうすっごく美味しかったの。私、この感動を伝えたくて。
Asuka is just a ball of sunshine.
そうなんですか。それはありがとうございます。
Ichinose replies with a smile on her face. She seems kind of confused, but it looks like she took the compliment well.
ひなたさんはアスカさんの付き添いですか？
Oh, I tagged along to tell you how much I liked your food. It was really great. Thanks. Why? Why this reaction? Ichinose's eyes widen in surprise. And right as she starts to open her mouth to respond... oh no. All the girls around Ichinose suddenly shriek in unison. What was that about?
リカのことよろしくお願いします。
Oh crap, maybe this was a mistake.
ちょっと融通が利かないというか頑固ですけど。
That's true.
不愛想に見える時もありますけど、根はいい子なんです。
I don't think I've seen that. Only when she's pissed off, though. Okay.
ちょっとアスカさんに悪いからやめてよ。
What? Why?
なんで私？
Right? Like what? I think we've got like 3 misunderstandings going on here. I'm not with Asuka, and can't tell if they're completely misunderstanding the situation or teasing her. But seeing that Ichinose is avoiding eye contact, maybe it would have been better if I stayed behind.
あ、そうだ。お礼といえばコーチ、今日の練習良かったです。
Huh?
アドバイスが的確って感じでした。
理解できるまで説明してくれるもんね。評判のいい歯医者さんみたい。
Thanks? You really mean that? Hearing that, well, makes me really happy.
親しみやすいとこもいいというか、メアド交換しません？
Okay, hang on. Hold on.
ちょっと、日向さんにだって都合があるんだから。すごーい。マサヤさんモテモテだ。
Sure.
いえ、これは遊ばれてるような。
I think they probably are too. In the end, I finished dinner without actually improving my relationship with Ichinose. Well, we all took our baths after that, and then it was time for lights out. Unfortunately, I'm having problems falling asleep. Okay, guess I'll do that again tonight. Gotta get out my sleeping bag. Alright, Shion. I tiptoe outside in an attempt to keep anyone from waking up. Whew. I rest my hands, which are weary from all the work. Just like I thought, there are things about grav shoes you simply don't get unless you actually disassemble them yourselves. Seems my basic knowledge is still lacking. Time for a break. I want to clear my mind. Some hot coffee would hit the spot right about now. Shoot, maybe I should have brought a drink before coming here. Can't believe I made the same mistake as yesterday. Is there a vending machine around here? There are some back at Takafuji, but, well, I'm out at night without permission. Things would go south real fast if someone caught me. Can't risk that. I look around, surveying my surroundings. Oh. Hi. Feels like I just spotted something other than a vending machine. Wait, that can't be. Am I seeing things because I'm tired? I shake my head, then look around again. Hi! Right, of course I'm not dreaming. My own personal nightmares found me. Oh, come on, she's nice.
聞いてもいいですか？
Should I start begging for my life now?
どうしてですか？
Well, better to repent sooner than later, yeah?
こちらで何を？昨べも。
She spotted me last night. I'm doomed. May as well give up. See, it's like part of my daily routine.
それ、グラッシュですよね。
My job as coach includes acting as the mechanic, so I've been fiddling around with grav shoes in order to get some hands-on experience.
そうなんですか。
Man, that's not good. Just went off on my own to clear my mind, and here I am using FC as an excuse. I need to own up to my mistakes. Ichinose must be pretty mad at me since she came all the way out of here to stop me. Gotta apologize and fast. I have to bow my head and say sorry before she blows up.
ごめんなさい。
Sorry! Having bowed our heads at the same time, we both go bonk!
はい？
Huh? The two of us exchanged glances. I apologize for going off by myself during training camp, but what are you apologizing for? I'm so confused. That's been the definition of this whole day.
初めて会った日のことなんですけど。
Oh gosh, that? I kind of moved on. You mean the day you moved in? Ichinose nods slightly.
あれ、事故だったのに、着替えを除いたとか言っちゃって。
I left that way behind. You're apologizing for that now? It's been so long. Seriously, that was weeks ago. Why bring that up past now?
いえ、あれからずっとお会いするたびに謝りたいとは思っていたんですよ。でも、なかなかタイミングがつかめなかったりで。
I see. Apology accepted, I guess. I'm glad I seriously apologized, but it does feel kind of weird. Like, I've moved way past it already. But I have to say, when I consider that this has been weighing on her mind the whole time, it's also how she wanted to protect Takafuji when she showed up for this training camp. She really is stubborn. No, I should say that she's a really serious person. Still, there's nothing wrong with that. She knows when to apologize, so that means she's definitely a good person.
それともう一つ、ごめんなさい。
And what's this one for?
昨日のお昼のことです。
Oh.
久那浜学院の皆さんの練習を見て、
勝手な思い込みと勘違いだと分かりました。
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. She definitely was making a lot of assumptions.
それなのに先走って暴走して失礼なことを言ってしまいました。
Okay, she's kind of right. They were technically rude, but the thing is that they're only really rude if you see them in a pure form. Like if you just see the words as the words instead of seeing the intent behind it. The intent wasn't to try and shoot us down. Her intent was the fact that she went to a school where she's a very high-level performer. She's surrounded by a bunch of students, some of them older than her, who want to be high performers, and it means a lot to them. And she feels probably a little guilty that her work has paid off so well compared to what they're struggling to do to try and even keep up to the level she's at. That comes with a little bit of guilt, and I think they call it imposter syndrome. That feeling that like, hey, that your work is somehow invalid for some reason because you're young, because because you feel like your success came on too quickly, because maybe you took a path that other people don't seem to be able to have access to. And that's the thing. It's like, no, 90% of the time, it's a syndrome because it's not real. Like you earned what you got. It's just your path was different. But sometimes we can tell ourselves, man, like, what's wrong with me? You know, like what makes me so weird? So I think Ichinose, you know, Rika suffers from imposter syndrome, it sounds like, based on the level of skill that she's at.
本当に申し訳ありませんでした。
No, it's fine. Oh yeah, so while I was going to that, she has imposter syndrome. She deeply cares about watching her teammates succeed because she doesn't want to feel like an island. She wants to help them. She wants to see them grow because it means that she's not alone. And so she took a very aggressive stance because she wants to defend her players and make sure her teammates don't suffer because of arbitrary decisions of other people. But she's realizing that, okay, like, no, like, he's actually helping in a legitimate way, not just being a drain on our resources. No, it's fine.
そんな軽すぎます。
Look, to be honest, I was also pretty worried about this training camp. And I know I haven't known you that long, but I can tell that you're being sincere. So don't sweat it.
すみません。
Enough of the apologies already. God, she is like me. I apologize for everything. Clearing the air is a good thing.
私、新藤部長が個人のスカイウォーカーに肩入れしている姿を初めて見ました。
I mean, you've hardly known him, haven't you? Right, that also happened. Ichinose is giving me a cautious, searching look. She wants to know more, but it's also trying to be considerate, I guess? Well, I can't blame her after everything Shindo-san said. Ichinose has been really honest with me so far, which makes me want to respond to her sincerity with kind. That being said, I'm also not going to tell her everything about myself. I would be able to pass this off as a misunderstanding if it was just Shindo-san, but Hosaka's speech earlier was the final nail in the coffin. There's no way to throw her off the trail now. Ichinose whips out her phone as I'm mulling over what to say.
ごめんなさい。日向さんの名前で検索してしまいました。
I mean, yeah, that's fair. There's a local sports column of a couple years back on her phone. Prodigy, overwhelming, stunning. Dang. Okay, let me see here. So, like the picture didn't load. Today on January 3rd, the finals of the FC Junior League Nationals took place, with all eyes on the U12 bracket where Masaya Hinata, Nagasaki Prefecture, emerged victorious, completely outclassing his opponent. Which stands out most is the fact that the image isn't showing because the link has expired. Followed by the catchphrase Prodigy, a stunning display, and a title that reads FC U12 champion Masaya Hinata in especially large font. My heart pounds against my ribcage. I feel my whole body numbing rapidly.
怒っていますか?
Ichinose's voice pulls me out of the depths of despair. Not really. Someone is bound to find out sooner or later, so I can't really get mad. Same goes for the way Shindo-san and Hokusai acted earlier today. I can't move on yet, so luckily no one knows the real reason I quit. The cause of my trauma is an absolute secret. And that's the only reason why I can suppress my surging emotions. Jeez, what happened? Like, I gotta know what happened now because it's like, holy crap, this dude has like PTSD from what happened. Don't worry about it. I expected someone to bring it up eventually. Gotta say though, the internet's a pretty scary place. Didn't think there'd be any archived articles left. Huh. My bad. Guess this is what you call the price of fame? It's It's all in the past at this point, though, so it's not like it really matters.
ひなたさん
Ichinose sounds worried. Maybe I'm talking so much that it comes off unnatural? No, wait, that smile probably looks way too fake. Man, why aren't I a better actor? I really don't want to play the victim and make Ichinose feel bad for me right now. Well, just promise you'll stop looking into it. You'll end up embarrassing me.
すみません
Ichinose nods, a look of comprehension on her face. Dang it. I need to get better at handling this.
でも
Hmm?
差し出がましいかもしれませんがもし何か
Aww. For a moment, my emotions overwhelm me and I'm seeing red. Like, clearly, this is like the wrong thing to say. But I wonder if it's because it's similar to what he heard then, but like, oh gosh. However, Ichinose's words calm me down once more.
いえ私じゃないですよねその役は彼女さんいらっしゃいますもんね
Oh, why do you assume this? Huh? Wait, what? You think I'm dating who exactly?
アスカさんですよ
No, she's got the wrong idea. You're wrong. We aren't a couple.
大丈夫です私知らないふりとかできます
Look, there's no need for you to pretend. We're just friends. Ichinose is pretty stubborn, so I need to make this clear before things get out of hand. Oh my gosh, a protagonist who understands how these things play out. I'm serious. You're totally wrong. Asuka isn't my girlfriend. I mean, come on. She could be... Come on, she could do way better. That's a great answer, dude.
本当にそうなんですか私はてっきり
Absolutely not.
すみません
Well, seems like I've cleared everything up.
私なんだか謝ってばかりですね
And all I do is is develop reasons why I have to apologize to you. Ichinose looks apologetic. I know, right? Might even look like you're abusing me to an outsider. Of course, that's not actually the case. Honestly, I'd rather you thank me than apologize. That'd be a whole lot better.
お礼ですか
Looks like she's confused.
そうですよね謝るって相手の気持ちよりも自己満足で終わってしまうかもしれませんし
You don't have to be so down on yourself.
ちょっと心がけてみますね
Okay, God, you take everything so seriously. Just chill. Fine. Then from now on, neither of us can apologize to each other. What's up?
そういえばもう一つ謝らなくちゃいけないことがあるのを忘れてました
Alright, what is it? You're not done? Like, seriously, was our relationship that bad?
本当に最後ですこれでわだかまりなしみそぎみたいなものですよ
Graduation from apologizing, okay. Not sure I trust you on that one.
そのちょっと恥ずかしいですけど
Ichinose swiftly swipes the screen of her smartphone. My body stiffens as I recall the article she showed me earlier. Oh no. However, contrary to my expectations, she shows me a blog with a cute design. By Rika. Aw, that's kind of cute. Things I don't get. Feeling down today. We have a joint training camp with another school starting today, and I'm kind of low in spirits because these are things I personally don't like about it. Oh gosh. Does she have like a major following? Also, like, I just noticed that she's got the cows here and she has a cow charm here. That's kind of fun detail.
この合宿のこと聞いた日に納得できなくてブログに書いちゃって
Wait, you didn't say anything about who I am on there, did you? What? This post here?
はいでも今日の更新でちゃんと誤解でしたって謝りました
no. Oh no. I have a feeling I know where this is going. Like I said, I wonder if she put our name here. Ichinose opens a different blog post as she says that. Dang, she's going out of her way to tell me something I never would have known about if she had just kept quiet. Got it. Wow, you have a blog.
前の学校の頃から日記代わりにつけてて
That's both a good and terrible idea. Like, your diary should be you, like your stuff. I mean, fair, if you want to share it, go for it. I mean, look at me. I'm sharing basically my journal about video games. But that's the thing, is like, I limit the information I post out here. I specifically restrict it. Not out of any sense of like, I don't want to share it. It's the fact that like, there's stuff that should just be for you. There's stuff that's protected because it involves other people. And then there's the stuff that you should share. And I worry sometimes people will share too much and it can be dangerous. So this emoji spam is all you.
余計なとこは見ないでくださいブログだけですメールとかはちゃんとしてますから
Snooping around, you're showing me this. Suddenly, I catch sight of the blog admin's username. Rika?
もう返してください。
It's true though. Like this YouTube channel, a good example of this is like, I'm so proud and I love this YouTube channel, but I am mortified by the thought of like my coworkers knowing that this channel exists. Like, it's always a risk because especially if the channel keeps growing, that someday it's going to be found. And I put my face on here. So when that happens, they're not going to have any doubt of who I am, right? But I dread it. I even remember when we went to this training, right? Like, I met up with some of my teammates and we were like at a dinner doing like chatting and catching up and stuff. And I remember they were talking to me about the process of interviewing me. And I guess I didn't realize this, but when they were hiring me, I was like one of 8 people who applied for the job that like got through the initial screening. So they'd been doing these interviews for a while. And the positive note was that they said that like with everyone else they'd done the interview with, they basically had a list of questions and they would ask a question, get a response, ask a question, get a response. But when I came to the interview, they said it felt like a conversation where it wasn't just asking questions, it was just like talking and me sharing why I felt like I was good for the job and then asking me questions about me and what like and all that. Like, and it just felt like it had a natural flow. And frankly, I think this channel might be a big reason for that. Like, I've gotten used to just chatting to people I don't know who I can't even hear back from necessarily. But I'm just getting better and have a lot of practice having these kinds of conversations. So thank you. I think you guys helped me get the job I've got now. But the other thing they said that was really funny is they said that like I turned on my camera and they saw this setup. They saw the chair, they saw the microphone, the headphones, and they said that the lights looked really good. And they're like, yeah, like he makes a comment. He's like, yeah, it looked like he had like a professional YouTuber setup. And my gut plummeted because of like, first of all, not really professional. It's just whatever I've been able to slap together with like the understanding that like I can do little things to make things better, like having extra light sources that are dampened by umbrellas that are white. Like it's like it's something I learned from photography when in high school. So I got that setup going, right? But he said that, and I was like horrified for a second. I was like, oh gosh, did they try and look me up and find me somehow? But if they have, they haven't said anything about it. Anyway, I understand your pain, Rika. All flustered, Ichinose jumped in at me and attempts to grab her phone. Okay, get it, calm down. Oh, we're about to have an anime moment. And then she loses her balance. Ichinose! I reach out in order to support her, but unfortunately, I'm not very stable position myself. Well, I did manage to support her, but... Oh my gosh. The biggest thing about Rika and the curse that we have is that every time it feels like we have a wholesome moment, something implodes it. Oh, I think I've just made things a whole lot worse. Did we like grab her? So that's what happened, is that we grabbed her like... her like pants or her skirt. Oh no. Ichirose starts to quiver as her face turns red. I instinctively start to apologize, but I recall our conversation from a few moments ago. Right, thanks? No! You should apologize here! It's kicking our face, right? Ichirose rains blow after blow down on me. I'm an idiot. I should have realized this wasn't the place emphasis for a place that I'm sorry with thank you. I'm sorry to those. She isn't even listening. After I endure my punishment for a while. Ichinose turns on her grass shoes and flies off. It's dark, so be careful on your way back. I find myself unable to say anything to salvage the situation. The beach has become silent. Only the dim moonlight and the sound of the waves crashing into the sand remain. Why did that have to happen? It seems like things were finally going well, too. Maybe Ichinose and I are just star-crossed. I heave a heavy sigh. You two are either doomed to get married, or she's gonna kill you. Like one of those two. Maybe both. Back in the dojo, drowsiness assails me. Tomorrow we'll round off this training camp with some practice matches. Glad everything went well. Well, I've got to get up bright and early. Time for bed. I close my eyes. I feel something touching me. Oh no. Did someone get into my sleeping bag? What's happening? I knew it! He's come to snuggle! Shindo-san!
静かに他の部員たちが起きてしまう。
I doubt it. So it's enough to wake them up, and our dear president's snoring would have done the job already.
ちょっといいかい？
I don't feel like I have a choice here. You're kind of forcing me to agree. This is really creepy. I'm gonna stop. I know this is interesting, but part of me is wondering if this is gonna go into a much deeper thing, finally reveal some of his motivations, which could be longer than just him having a weird, creepy cuddle, which could also just be that. It might be a 5-minute thing, but I've gone over time. I think I'm overcompensating for the fact that I missed last week because I was gone, so I'm recording way too long. I really need to stop. It's already going to be such a mess for me to edit this, so I'm just going to take a break here. Thank you so much for joining me. Well, this was fun. We got to see a full confirmation that, yes, this is the unedited version. Interesting with the art style because they electively chose to do some editing. Again, like, I wonder if the original had all the detail and this one didn't, but that's okay. I honestly don't mind. Hopefully the editing wasn't too weird, but I got to be careful with YouTube. There's only so much I can do, but I got to at least try. But yeah, we are looking forward to seeing what happens next. Poor Rika. I like Rika a lot. I feel like though, it feels like it's impossible at this point. Like we can't have a break with her. And misunderstanding and misdirection seem to be just the theme for her. But we'll see how it plays out. We'll see how all this plays out. I'm excited. I'm also gonna see I have a feeling that Shindo-san's gonna have some kind of weird reveal here about our past. Maybe challenge us to do something tomorrow, like fly, and we're going to see what that's going to play out like. So, and also I can anticipate that maybe for the end of our training session, we'll have an actual match, and we get to see how that plays out. I imagine we'll get stomped into the ground, but I'm curious to see what happens. So I'm looking forward to next week. I'm always looking forward to next week, but especially for next week. So thank you. Hope you have a good day. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I enjoyed making and recording it, because my goodness, I love it. I appreciate your patience with me. Hopefully, we'll get to have more fun content to explore in the future. But until the next video you're watching me, I hope to see me in next. I'll see you there.